Hi, everybody. Dr. Downing here from Kutztown, University of Pennsylvania. And I just want to say at the beginning that while this video is primarily intended for the executive board, the staff of the student newspaper at Kutztown University, I'm hoping that some of this maybe can go beyond that if anyone's interested in finding out what we're doing, because we're making a big shift in from how things were done into what we want the vision to be. That's all going to come out through details. So Michael, Alberto, and I have been working throughout the summer. We've put quite a few hours into planning and visioning and coming together. You know, it's not me just coming in and saying, this is the way it needs to be, because I'm the advisor. Not like that. Michael's had tons of input, and we have been thinking about you guys and the rest of the staff, and my students are going to be involved in this project. So we're hoping that it really takes hold and forms communities of people, connections with other people, and what we're driving toward then. And you know, this is going to pour out of me. Let me start my clock, because I don't want these videos to run really much over 15 minutes. So here's where we're at. Michael and I communicated yesterday, and we're trying to do a Zoom meeting the week before classes, but I'm already getting students who are saying, I've got band camp, I've got this, I got that, I can't be there. So understandable. What we will probably do then is put together a Zoom meeting, no matter how many of us, even if it's just 3 or 4 of us, that's fine, where we can continue to make progress. Okay, so the end game, let me jump to the end then. In my classes and in my work with the Keystone is to have you all, by the end of this semester, and certainly by the end of the year, you'll all have LinkedIn pages. If you don't have those yet, we're going to look at those. We're going to get training in those. We are going to focus on your resume, and this is on the other end. So what are we doing then in the middle? We are publishing. We are working together to develop the best things that we can from the largest group of writers that we can. Informational material, although, like, opinions and reviews, album reviews, CD reviews, music reviews, performance reviews, all good. We are all going to set up blogs. You're going to learn about WordPress. We're going to get training in that. And what I want from this army of student writers, which right now numbers about, there's 75 in my 3 classes. And if I count the 14 of you, that's 75, it's almost 90 people. And if we can attract other professional writing majors and students from other majors who want to learn how to publish, want to learn about the laws relating to copyright, those kinds of things, the technology that underpins it, the decisions to make in the publishing process, that's where I'm trying to steer it all. So breaking away from, here's where I was with the resume, right? Give me a moment. I think I had it here. So let me tease this out. Oops. There we go. Let me share my screen here, here, here. So I started to get rolling, and that's good. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. So, I just want to amplify this visually. So, this is a pretty detailed resume here, and you can find models all over the place. And we'll talk about putting this together and the consistency that you want to use throughout, the visual interest that is there. It is a page that is jam-packed with information. So why am I bringing this in? Because at the Keystone, what we're going to try to do, is publish. And if we have this army of, let's say, 100 students, more or less, all with blogs, all writing about things that are of interest to them. And I want everybody on the staff to do it as well, to participate in this and learn, because what we're thinking about, and I'm talking to, there's 3 lead editors now. And so we're moving away from the traditional news and opinion and sports and arts and entertainment. And I know freeform. Background on me, I was the advisor of the Keystone newspaper for 6 years, something in the area of, I think, 2012 through 2018, something like that. And then Professor Walters came in, and then he left. So they asked me to take it back. And so here I am. Okay, we're about 3.5 minutes. Let's see. So we're going to publish, and when when the cream of the crop comes to the top, let's say I have a student who's in a technical writing class of mine, and I do, and they have to write material on various areas of technical writing. And so let's say they write a technology product story on solar panels. And as they're writing, I'm saying to them, you know, if you made this kind of newsy and embedded some additional facts, that could be like a news story, right? They could run in the newspaper where people would be like, oh, you know, this article on solar panels. I didn't know that there were X number of millions of them installed. I didn't know how much it costs, for example. So then that motivates that student in writing this assignment for me to say, yeah, okay, I can write this for publication. So we're always talking about, let's write this for publication. Now, and as part of that, I'm having stickers made. They're made, actually, they're on the way. And what they're going to be is they're wolf stickers, because I had a vision and there was a wolf as I was doing this work. And I said, like, we should adopt this identity where we are a pack of wolves, all of us who are working together at this publishing thing, the 100 of us. And what the stickers are for is when you get something published in the Keystone, not only on the printed end, but also the other place would be if you publish a YouTube video. So you do your article on solar panels, for example, and you have to do a video as well for my class. So if the videos are good, then the Keystone YouTube channel can say, we would like to publish that. So if you've got that done, an article and that, now you've got two things for your resume, you come and see me. Come and see me during workshop time, which I'll talk about in a moment, or you can just come and see me during office hours. You can see me during class, and I will give you a wolf sticker. They're about a size of a $50. It's cool. Our own design that we'll talk about then. Okay. So I looked at what was open source and available, and we would have had to give credit on this, but no credit because I'll get into this later. One of your colleagues did the redesign. So I don't go in too deep now. All right. So this is the class essentially for 100 of you, with specificity locked in, like the Keystone, you know, you guys have your areas of interest. All right, so next part then, recruiting staff. So what we're going to do there is, it's going to go through Michael. Everything, if you talk to students who are interested, contact Michael. He's going to keep a spreadsheet, student name, major, contact information, interests, kind of thing. There's 4 columns, right? He's got your stuff in there, and you, the lead editors now, are telling us about their interests, so we're putting that in there. Then when we have students that come and see me, and I'll see this emerging in my classes, there's going to be students that are interested in, let's say, women and gender studies, and writing about that and looking at the material in the field and all that stuff. As far as we can tell right now, I've heard from Caitlin. So Caitlin, you would be working with 2 or 3 students who are interested in that, and you are interested in that. So we should see this bubble up into the newspaper, where there's 3 of you that are writing these articles. You got to do it if you're in my class, and I'm going to be asking you what your areas of interest are in the class so that we can connect all of these dots. So rather than you guys saying, oh, I got this story lead that rolled in and I'm the freeform editor, so what can I turn this into? Gee, I don't know. I wish I had a writer, or here's a writer, but the writer is maybe not invested. This isn't the topic that the person wants to write about. You see? So that's my thought on it. And so let me see if I can bring something else out to make it. So then here, and I think I can move past my notes. I'm just going to work from, how am I doing on time? About 7.5. Okay. So the other thing that informs these changes is for years now, I've been looking at the Keystone, and I've been looking at my phone, right, and computers, as most of us do. And I've been seeing, like, I've been looking at Screen Rant, because they do good stuff. You know, they're commenting on things as they're happening, like shows on Netflix and movies and stuff like that. And what you're seeing in front of you now is the professional narrative of Brennan Klein. We'll zoom out on it now. And Brennan has published all of these things. And somewhere along the line, I think if I go back a click, they put the number there of number of articles that this writer has published. That's amazing. So anyway, long story short, don't want to go too far into the details, is I'm looking at these pages, and then I'm looking at the Keystone. I'm like, where are the photos of the authors? Where are the professional narratives of the authors? Where are these things? So, right, here's my opportunity. Here's our opportunity to make the Keystone look more like this, and big conversations about that to come. So how am I doing on time? About 8.5 right now. So we did a resume. We got into the part of the vision right now. This will keep spilling out of us as we go forward. And before I forget, let me say right now that I have had to do a lot as advisor since May, since the end of May, essentially. I had to, register the group on Engage and make sure the budget was correct. And I set up the email list, and I've been working on a book, which we're going to get to momentarily, which is going to be a guidebook essentially for the skills that I'm after in this class, etc. So let me then go to the agenda, right? That's what I was trying to get to. So I think we're here, right? So yeah. All right, so let me get to this. Here's what the agenda that Michael and I have been working on. As part of all this, then, we are going to meet on Mondays regularly, 4:30 to 6. We'll do our best to accommodate people that can't be there in person, but we want you there in person. You're all being paid, and I am going to require from you some reportage on your duties throughout the semester. We'll work with you on that. Don't feel intimidated by it, but I'm trying to track hours. Michael and I are trying to track hours so that we understand who's doing what kind of work and all of that. And things are shifting because it's not the same old roles. It's a different kind of thing. So, for example, the lead editors are not going to be news, weather, and sports, so to speak, anymore, right? They're going to have freedom to do a lot more than that, and we can negotiate the boundaries. You're going to be called, I think, lead editor 1, 2, and 3, essentially at this point, just to match the language of the copy editors 1 and 2, right? And those are positions. Most of the other roles are going to stay the same. And so what I'm trying to get to, right, is you see this long line of stuff. We're going to meet on Mondays, and then we're going to meet on Wednesdays. And the Wednesdays is a massive workshop in 102 Academic Forum, Wednesday nights from 6 to 8. And as long as, I'm feeling good, I will lead them. We've got speakers planned. We've got something called Linda training in the works, which means you'll come in and watch a video on how to do WordPress, on how to do Excel, on how to do LinkedIn. That's the plan right now. We're looking into it. And since we're not printing anymore, and I'm opposed to taking student dollars and printing because we get rid of about, 100 of them, and it's just not worth the whatever $1,500 to do that. So if you want to fight me on that, you can come. I think we can work smarter, not harder, with the money we have and put it into training like this, so that you guys come out. It's like, I didn't know all that about Excel. And again, we would like you to be there on Mondays, and we would like you to be there on Wednesdays, although I don't consider that part of the job, like the Monday thing. But if you miss the Monday and want to show up on Wednesday, now you're talking to me again, and you put that into the numbers of the hours that you worked. So all of that download. So what does it say here? Room scheduling here. Let me zoom in if I can. So that's the Wednesday gig throughout the semester. Michael's got a mission statement that's in pretty good shape. We've updated the staff roster. I did the Engage registration. The Wolf logo is in progress. It's on its way to me right now. Here's our potential list for training this semester: Excel, WordPress, LinkedIn, YouTube, and maybe some general journalism. I don't know. Maybe we need to make this happen. So we'll seek feedback from you guys as best we can. Use that email list that I created. It's, I don't know how you say that kind of thing on your end of things, but just respond to it, right? Go back to the last one and respond to it. Our budget is submitted. Survey for the lead editors went out. We are asking them what their areas of interest and expertise are so that we can pull you together. I mean, even like English studies, like we got a paper on hip hop written by a professional writing major for an English class. Now, we don't want to get in heavy into academic writing and have 5,000, 5,000 word pieces. No. We want to take a neat idea and squeeze it down like to magazine size, where you've got maybe 2.5 pages or something like that. 1,000 words maybe is a nice cap. So I'm just teasing things out. There's a source, right? There's people writing in the English department, students, right, for their classes. Let's pull on that stuff. Let's get those drafts. That'll put them in a position to have to make some nice revisions so that in 2.5 pages, I can understand what the heck it is they're talking about based on the research that they're doing. It's a beautiful thing. We're submitting payroll here back to the list. I'm working on these speakers, and this is going to be over 15 minutes. It just is what it is. I'm rolling now. We've got a couple of local authors here. We've got a couple of former Keystone editors. We've got some profs from KU, professional writing people. We've got a KU professional writing graduate who is just amazing. We've got Carrie Gardy from the CDC, Career Development Center. And then I had a last one. I haven't been able to talk to Haley yet, but we'll see. I've got some other things happening as well. So that's what we're going to have on Wednesdays. Okay, evangelize and recruit. All of you can recruit. All of you should go into your classes and say, hey, professor, maybe beforehand, you talk to them. You send them an email, hey, can I, so they're ready, and then they can work you right into it at the beginning, because profs get into the classroom, they have certain momentum, and if you interrupt them, that can sort of throw them off kilter. So just coordinate it, please help us recruit. Weekly meetings, Monday, 4:30 to 6. Constitution is in the shared folder. We need to do a revision of that. Yes, I need to meet with Jerry Shearer. You are all paid from Jerry's office, so I need to talk to him about what we're doing, and we got the payroll going. Student involvement fair, we need to be there. We looked at the salaries and submitted them. That's good there. WordPress, YouTube, toner. We got to get toner for the printer. Wolf stickers are on the way, et cetera, et cetera. All right, I don't want to drag you through all of it, but that should give you a pretty good idea of what we're working on there. Can I go here? Okay, and then looking at the Keystone newspaper website, if we need to upgrade this, so again, eliminating those, I think there were print versions of the Keystone over the past couple of years. Let's take that money back and let's do something with it. Now, this up here on the website has been like this for a year at least. That's messed up. I mean, we're paying them. That needs to be addressed. But my larger point is that this whole thing can be reconceptualized, right? And we can design a new logo. We are now the Keystone Newspaper Publishing Group, Student Publishing Group, Keystone Newspaper Student Publishing Group. I know it's a mouthful, but what I want to focus on is the tail end of that. It is a student publishing group. So we are working together with one another to elevate all of our work so that it can be published, first of all, in the Keystone, which is editorial assessment. I mean, that's important. You don't want to just take anything, because then you'll start losing credibility. You want to work toward getting the best. Okay, so this, and then what I want to point to here is the news, freeform sports. We're going to have to figure out a new structure for that. So we need the web person to, I'm working on learning everybody's names, right? I have to have the list, and we need to meet in person, and I'll have my head wrapped around that a little bit better. We need web support here to look at this and say, all right, what kind of changes do I need to make? We need to implement them sooner rather than later. Okay, so that's that, and that's the website. And whoop, where was I at here? We did that. Oh, right. Last thing, and I know I stopped my screen share, but I'll get it back. I don't want that. I want this. I want this. Share screen. Okay, I'm back. I'm up against it now. Thanks for your patience. You can tell it's a lot of information, and it takes me a while to, I had to put down notes so that I could cover what I wanted to cover and position everything on the screen and all that stuff. Anyway, in this last 2.5 minutes, then, this is the book that I've been working on. Let me zoom in on it, and I'm just going to buzz through it so that you get an idea of what's been in my head. So if you're in my class, this is what we're going to be doing, but it's useful, again, as Keystone people to understand. So introduction, time management. If you don't have a calendar, you need to get one. Always work smarter, not harder. It's a writer's motto, editor's motto. It doesn't mean cheat or cut corners. Don't make things more difficult, because they already are going to be difficult in the world of publishing. Changing media landscape, I'm not going to drill down on that, advertising or subscriptions. But this developing an area of expertise is something that I'm going to encourage in all of you to do, so that and it can change, but over time, you'll be able to say, wow, let's go back to the solar panels example. I wrote 15 articles on solar panels. I know more about solar panels than most people. That's kind of an amazing thing, and that's what I'm after here. Blogging, Google Alerts, professional narrative. Mine is here on page 10, which I can show you. Composing by phone, and then what does that say? Windows H on a PC will activate the microphone so you can talk into Word that way. Reading and interviewing, audience. Always be thinking about our on-campus audience. We want to write meaningful things for students, faculty, staff. Excuse me. Talk about Wikipedia and on and on. You know, there's tons of stuff here. Multimedia skills, resumes, recommendation letters, learning Excel, learning Photoshop. Okay. And my strategy here is not to go deep on any of these topics, but you see that it's right now, I don't know, 48, 49, 50 pages, something like that. And I'm working to put together these little brief descriptions of what this stuff is and why it's important. And hopefully it's the glue that holds everything together. All right, so I'm at 1938. I think that covers what I need to cover. I look forward to this semester and year very much, working with all of you and getting to know you all and watching you grow, and that's the whole idea. I am in 164 Lytle. My email is downing@kutztown.edu. If you want to just send me a note, say hello. Otherwise, what do we got? We've got like 3 weeks now, and then classes begin. So there you go. Thanks very much.